What is the ed? Ed endings are used on both adjectives and verbs. Can you recognize, or do you recognize this? Ed endings on adjectives. Remember, adjectives describe nouns. There are one-word adjectives plus or also groups of words that are adjectives. Let's look at this example. I was, I felt, I did, I smelt, I sounded good. In those situations, good is an adjective after a linking verb. Look at those excited children. That's an adjective plus a noun. He was so tired on Monday. That's a linking verb, was, plus an adjective. He shouldn't eat too much fried food. He sounded irritated when you said that. Now we have three other sentences with a group of words as an adjective. They start with an ed adjective. The two hikers, tired from the strenuous walk, rested for an hour. He just sat on the couch, exhausted from a long day at work. Her sister, surprised by winning the lottery, was screaming so loud Look at this. Adjectives as a group of words. Her sister, surprised by winning the lottery, was screaming so loud. Her sister was screaming so loud, surprised by winning the lottery. Surprised by winning the lottery, her sister was screaming so loud. All three of those sentences are okay. Notice that the group of adjectives can go right after the noun. Her sister, surprised by winning the lottery, the first example. It can also go at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. There are commas around this group of words, either before it, after it, or before and after it. Another way to do this is at the bottom. Her sister, who was surprised by winning the lottery, was screaming so loud ed endings on verbs. They worked there for only a few months. That's past tense. He played in the snow and laughed with his brother. That's past tense. The mechanic fixed our car. We have cleaned the house today. Now it's present perfect tense. She hasn't cooked dinner yet. They have lived here for a long time. So we see with the regular verbs, with ed, we can use it with the past tense. We could also use it with the perfect tenses, either present perfect, there's also past perfect and future perfect. So those tenses would use them. Look at these sentences. Is the ed ending on an adjective or a verb? You could write down the answers on a piece of paper. Adjective or verb. If you need more time, you can pause this. The next slide will have the answers. Now let's just think, is the ed ending on an adjective or a verb? Here are some more examples. She bought a used car. That's an adjective. I don't want spoiled children. That's an adjective. Have you washed the dishes? It's a verb. He wiped the table after breakfast. That's a verb. He hasn't used that computer for a week. That's a verb. We bought some prepared frozen pizza. It's an adjective. Are you finished? It's an adjective. I really liked those baked potato chips. Well, in this situation, we have a verb first with liked, and baked is an adjective. Some common ed adjectives with food. Baked potatoes, grilled steak, mashed potatoes, fried rice, refried beans, roasted ham, toasted bread. Remember that there are regular and irregular verbs. With regular verbs, the past and past participle are the same. They have ed endings. With irregular verbs, the past and past participle are different. Past participles can be both verbs and adjectives. So when you see an adjective with an ed ending, it is a past participle, but guess what? There are also irregular verbs with past participles as adjectives. Past participles as verbs and adjectives. Think about irregular verbs. The past participles can be adjectives. They aren't always verbs. Irregular past participle adjectives. They are some outspoken critics of the president. Outspoken critics. That's an adjective. He is gone. I think I'm done. Are you done? Once again, there's a linking verb with an adjective. Irregular past participle verbs. Haven't you done all the homework? She has taught math since she was 22. He has never understood this. We haven't sold our car yet. Have you read that book? I haven't seen that movie. All these sentences are in the present perfect tense. Look at these sentences and think, is the underlined word a verb or adjective? You can write down the answers on a piece of paper as well. Pause this if you need a little more time. Now, is this a verb or an adjective? We found a stolen wallet in the park. That's an adjective. He saw a picture of a lost dog. Lost dog, it's an adjective. She has ridden that horse many times. It's a verb. He has never thrown a frisbee. It's a verb. And the last one, I don't want to have any frozen food today. That's an adjective. Once again, it's like another quiz. Are the underlined words verbs or adjectives? What do you think? You could write down the answers again if you want. Verb or adjective? You can pause this if you need a little more time. The next slide will have the answers. Once again, a verb or an adjective? I don't want scrambled eggs today. Can I have a boiled egg instead? It's an adjective and an adjective. He has a shaved head and some torn jeans. That's an adjective and an adjective. She hasn't swum much this boring summer. It's a verb. His eyes shone with determined enthusiasm. That's both a verb for the first one, shone, and determined is an adjective. They have taken many interesting classes. Taken is a verb, huh? She bought some ground beef. Bought is a verb, ground is an adjective. And finally, all the bananas are gone. All the bananas are gone. That's an adjective. Oh, what a glorious morning that was. Or was that an evening? What do you think? Sunset or sunrise? Sometimes they almost look the same.